Well, you know me, there's always about a half dozen, 2 dozen things that I want to talk about that are going on out there.
Right.
So let me start off with the simple things. Well, we've been talking about it since January. I've been talking about it in my program since January about the economy. And what do we see? I want to be
We're
wrong.
screwed, bro. We're screwed, man.
Oh, it's so much worse than they're already trying to tell us it's not that bad. We're at a plateau. It's only 8.5, 8.3% inflation. No, it's 8.3% inflation, and the participation rate is down. And we have a food shortage that's coming in October. White House has already admitted that that's going to happen. And we have energy prices that are continuing to go up as the Biden administration is focused on the progressive idea of renewable energy that does not exist. And even if it could exist, it would take us at least another 2 years to actually put in place. Yeah, the economy, there's a reason why Deutsche Bank 3 weeks ago said that U.S. may be going into a depression, and why I've been saying since February that we're looking at stagflation. This is a big deal, folks, and I advise everyone, go out, buy 10% more food, not panic buying, not freaking out, but buy 10% more of long-lasting foods because we know it's going to get worse. The baby formula shortage is only the first sign of it. And as we see diesel prices go up, well, guess what goes up with that? Everything that you buy. Guess what? Your IRA isn't a rich corporation. It's your retirement fund. That's where about 40% of everyone's retirements are locked up. It's in the stock market. So when it's going up, it's good for you. When it's going down, it's not just bad for everyone else. It's bad for you. As for people like Bezos and Zuckerberg, they're well diversified. They're looking at, okay, this part of their portfolio is going down, but they've been buying lots of stuff. They're not that worried. That's why you don't hear Bill Gates freaking out. He's been buying farms at the same time that he's telling you you need to have GMO foods, at the same time that Obama is going out and buying beachfront property. Gee, there seems to be a conflict of interest in the actions that they're taking and what they're telling the average person. Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? Except if it's about you obeying and them controlling, that they are the only ones with the answer. Because the message we keep hearing is government can fix all the problems. Government can micromanage your life because government is smarter than you. Hey, guess what? Government is a bunch of people just like you and me. And I've been dealing with them for 15 years before they got into elected office, when they got in elected office, and afterwards. They're just as dumb as the guy right down the street. They aren't geniuses, and getting votes doesn't make you smarter. Think about this. In New York State, 2 days ago, May 10th, New York State, there was a bill, A9095, correction, 9590. And there's a reason why you aren't told the number of the bills that are going on and affecting your life right now. And that's kind of scary because they don't want you to read these bills. They don't want you to know what these bills are. And again, 9095, got it right the first time. In New York City, they authorized 800,000 non-citizens, we're talking about illegal aliens, to be able to vote in 2022. That is a fact. Censors can look all they want. That's a fact. That nullifies the vote of 1/3 of New York State. That is 1/3 of the vote of New York State will be allowed to non-citizens, people who have no concern and no care other than getting a paycheck. And when I say getting a paycheck, under the disgraced Andrew Cuomo, he gave out 15 checks for $15,600 to illegal aliens because they happened to be in America over the last 2 years. Gee, what do you think those 800,000 illegal aliens in the United States, in New York State, that are going to vote for? Are they going to get for more checks of your money? Or are they going to say, hey, no, I want you to stop giving us checks? And New York State's government decided to take the bill that says it changes one word in New York State's constitution. And instead of saying every citizen can vote, it says only citizens can vote. And they took that bill and they threw it under a rug, lit the rug on fire, and then demolished the house that it was in because they don't want to be able to stop this because they have an advantage. Those illegal aliens, those non-citizens, are going to be voting in elections just like I and every other American citizen will, in their best interest. Not my best interest, theirs. They're going to take our money, they're going to take our economy, and they're going to run. And we know that because that's what they have consistently done. That's
Right.
why illegal aliens cost us more money, even as Democrats say, oh, they're going to help our economy. Well, we got 20 million of them. Our economy isn't doing better. So, no, they're not helping our economy. They actually hurt it. We are in the middle of a recession. In my opinion, we're in the middle of a recession, which I believe will come out as a stagflation. For those who are younger, look up the 1970s Carter administration stagflation. It's not a pretty picture. And it's a very deep recession because we have fundamentally destroyed the value of our money. We have so much money that we are printing and there's no value to it because we are a service economy and no longer a manufacturing. We don't really create things anymore. President Obama, part of the transformation of America. He didn't tell you what he was transforming America into. Well, this is it, where we are beholden to countries like China and Europe and others that make everything for us, and we just come up with different forms of technology and software. That is a problem. So we have to revalue all of our stocks because we haven't taken that into account. And that's why we're seeing with energy has been that final step over the ledge, where we are no longer in control of where our economy goes. At the same time that we're having an economic proxy war with Russia over Ukraine and over the interests of the future of NATO and Europe. That is not a good situation to be happening all at the same time as we listen to Joe Biden telling us, if you remember back in January, the economy is great. Jobs are better than ever. Everything's fine. You're okay. Well, that's because him and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer don't actually go to the store. They have employees that go to the store for them. They're not around people. When was the last time you saw a picture of any of them actually out around people that wasn't a staged photo op? They don't know how we live. They don't care. They just want you to believe their 30-second ad that says everything's great and reelect them so that they can maintain their power and their lifestyle. And that is a problem. That's why we're seeing things like, a great example, we have the protest that's going on right now. The news media, the Biden administration, through Jen Psaki themselves, said we encourage people to protest at the Supreme Court justices' houses. That is a crime. The actual crime is 18 USC 1507. Look it up, folks. It is a crime in the United States to protest at the home of a member of the Supreme Court.
Yes, it is.
Joe Biden is encouraging people to do this because it's part of an agenda, and he wants to bias the playing field, leave it unbalanced, where his political agenda is going to be supported and any other agenda isn't. That is the problem. Meanwhile, there are people crapping on the streets of San Francisco. There are homeless veterans all across America. Why are we taking doctors from the VA who are there to take care of our veterans, and instead we are sending them to our southern border, which is wide open, to take care of illegal aliens that are entering our nation as they commit child abuse? Sending your child 1,000 miles by themselves with a bunch of sex slavers and drug gangs is a crime. You can't send your kid down the block by themselves without someone trying to get CPS to take your kids away. Meanwhile, we are telling them, come on, send your kids over. We're going to put them up in a hotel. We're going to give them doctors to give them the best medical treatment they've ever had, and we'll let them stay in America. Gee, you think that's an invitation? Because I sure do. And then they get to vote in our elections to give themselves money that came from you and me. There is the fundamental problem. These are the things we need to talk about. And if anyone says, well, Mike, I think you're a little biased because you're a conservative Republican. First of all, you know what? Conservative Republicans that are Black and Hispanic exist. Hello, here I am. I know The View doesn't know that, but maybe they should watch this program. And two, the answer is these are fundamental things that are happening in our nation right now. Just because the news media hasn't decided to tell you about it doesn't mean you don't need to know about it. And learn about it first. Look up these bills. Look at these charts. Then tell me, gee, Mike, I think you're extreme. Guess what? You'll find out I'm not. I'm actually underplaying it, if anything, not overemphasizing it.